Listed below are some of the speakers: Professor Reza Fekrazad, DDS, MSc, FLD, FICD, Secretary General of WALT 2016 to 2020, President of IMLA, Iranian Medical Laser Association, Chief Editor of Publications and Guidelines of WALT 2021 to 2024, Secretary General of World Associations for Laser Therapy, WALT 2016 to 2020, current academic position, Head of Laser Research Center in Medical Sciences and Deputy Director of Dean in Research Affairs in Dental Faculty of AJA, University of Medical Sciences. He is founder and head of the first fellowship course of Laser in Dentistry, Tehran University of Medical Sciences in Iran. He has already published 174 articles in international and national scientific journals and has presented more than 330 presentations in internationals and domestic congress, and also published 11 chapters in international books and 3 books in Farsi. He has received more than 10 country and university awards, especially a Presidential Award for Outstanding Researcher of the Year in Dentistry field. Professor Lisa Loxo, PhD, BPHTY, GCM, GMT, QH, APAM, MACP. Honorary Associate Professor Dr. Lisa Loxo is Senior Research Fellow Allied Health at the Mater Research Institute, Brisbane, and Adjunct Professor of Physiotherapy in the School of Allied Health Sciences at Griffith University, Gold Coast, Australia. Professor Loxo's research interests include the role of electrophysical agents, EPAs, and physical activity in symptom control and recovery after cancer, and palliative care and other chronic conditions. Professor Loxo investigates photobiomodulation, PBM, therapy for pain and lymphoedema management, tissue healing, inflammation, and neurodegeneration in a range of non-malignant and malignant laboratory and clinical models in populations. Professor Loxo has a track record of grants procurement and publications in these fields, as well as in physiotherapy education. She has spoken at numerous national and international conferences on her PBM research. Professor Loxo is an executive committee member of the Australian Medical Photobiomodulation Association, AMPA, and past president of the World Association for Laser Therapy, WALT. Professor Loxo is immediate past vice president of the International Society for Electrophysical Agents in Physical Therapy, an official subgroup of the World Confederation of Physical Therapy, and member of the Scientific Advisory Board of the Korean Medicine Association for Laser Therapy. She is also on the editorial board of the journal Photobiomodulation, Photomedicine, and Laser Surgery, and the Brazilian Journal of Physical Therapy. Mr. James Carroll, founder and CEO of Thor Photomedicine Limited, electronics engineer. James has been working on photobiomodulation for 30 years, since 1987. He is a recognized authority on photobiomodulation dose rate effects, and the measurement and reporting of parameters. He has written or co-authored 18 published academic papers and 3 books on laser photobiomodulation. His most recent appointments include Biomedical Optics Society Conference Chair 2009 to date, Fellow of the Royal Society of Medicine 2009 to date, Editorial Board of Photomedicine and Laser Surgery 2008 to 2015, and served on the World Association for Laser Therapy 2000 to 2004, and the North American Association for Laser Therapy 2002 to 2006. James presented photobiomodulation to the United Nations Global Health Impact Forum and is a recent recipient of the 2020 WALT World Association for Laser Therapy Presidential Commendation for Service and Leadership in Photobiomodulation. Dr. Clark E. Tedford, PhD, President and CEO, Lumathera Incorporated. Clark E. Tedford, PhD, is one of the founders of Lumathera and has served as the president and CEO since the formation of the company in 2013. Previously, Dr. Tedford was Vice President and Chief Science Officer at Photothera, a leading LED laser company from 2010 to 2012. Prior to Photothera, Dr. Tedford was at Omeros from 2003 to 2010 as Vice President, Pharmaceutical Research. Prior to Omeros, Dr. Tedford was President of Solentix Incorporated. During Dr. Tedford's 25 years in the pharmaceutical and medical device industry, He has held several scientific and executive management positions from 1993 to 2003, including Executive Vice President of Research and Development for Gliatech Incorporated. Prior to that, Dr. Tedford was at Schering-Plough Research Institute as a principal scientist. Dr. Tedford received his PhD in pharmacology from the University of Iowa and completed his postdoctoral work in the Department of Pharmacology at the Loyola University Medical School. Dr. Violet Buma, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry and College of Health and Human Services, San Diego State University. Dr. Violet Buma is the Science Chair of the Pbmt 2021 Virtual Congress. Dr. Buma is a research professor at the College of Health and Human Services and lecturer at the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, San Diego State University. She earned her PhD in biochemistry from the University of Calabar in Nigeria. Following graduation, she served as an assistant program manager at the United Nations World Food Program in Cameroon, where she collaborated with the Ministry of Agriculture to implement United Nations projects. Violet later worked as a lecturer at the Department of Biochemistry, University of Buea, Cameroon. While at the University of Buea, Dr. Buma was awarded the prestigious Fulbright Senior Research Scholarship to the Feinberg School of Medicine, Northwestern University, Chicago. Furthermore, she received the Burroughs Wellcome Fellowship as a senior scholar, where she pursued her research on host pathogen interactions and the development of potential antigen candidates for malaria vaccine development. From 2009 to 2016, she served as a research associate at College of Health Sciences, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Her research was focused on the use of blue light as an antimicrobial armamentarium. She has authored several peer-reviewed publications on the antimicrobial effects of blue light and in wound healing. Dr. Frederick Schiffer, psychiatrist, MD. Frederick Schiffer, MD, is a research associate at McLean and an assistant professor of psychiatry, part-time, at Harvard Medical School. He has been studying the relationship between past traumas, cerebral literality, and depression and anxiety, and has developed a hypothesis on the physical nature of conscious experience and its relation to the brain and to psychological function. Schiffer also studies the role that near-infrared light directed through the forehead to the brain may play as a treatment for psychological problems, including opioid use disorders. He maintains a private practice of adult psychiatry in Newton, Massachusetts.